Benda akan bergabung kat tindakan tadi. Benda akan bergabung.
Good morning, good afternoon, all our learners of PGDRDOL and MARDOL program enrolled under EVBB project of IGNOU. I, Dr. Kirti Vikram Singh, welcome you all on behalf of IGNOU Regional Center Lucknow in this 19th session, which is a problem solving session and a special lecture session. I welcome our academic counselors, Dr. Jayaprakash Verma, Dr. Pragyan, Dr. Mukesh Srivastav, Dr. Harinandan Kushwaha, and Dr. Vinita ji in this special session. A special welcome to our Senior Regional Director, Dr. Manorma Singh ji as well. I would like to inform our learners that we have two sessions today. In first session, our academic counselors will interact with you and would like to know your problems, the problems you are facing and the challenges you are facing in this project. And in second session, that is 4 to 5 p.m., we have a special lecture of Dr. D.S. Chauhan ji, who is former Chief General Manager of NABARD, National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. He's also academic counselor of IGNOU, and he will be discussing on village development issues pertaining to agriculture. So today we have many things to learn. And to begin with, I invite Dr. Manorma Singh ji, Senior Regional Director, IGNOU Regional Center, Lucknow, for her opening remarks. Ma'am, your mic is muted.
Thank you so much, Kirti ji. Namaskar. Good morning, good afternoon. A very warm welcome to you all. A special welcome to all my learners under EVBB project, my academic counselors, Dr. Jayaprakash ji, Dr. Pragya ji, Dr. Vinita ji, Dr. Mukesh ji, Dr. Soumya ji, and all our learners. Thank you so much, Kirti ji. Today, as Dr. Kirti has already informed you all, that we are having the fourth session on dissertation and problem solving. I hope my students, my learners, they have had a very nice and interactive journey in IGNOU with the academic counselors. And we had joined most of the sessions, and the interaction with our counselors of our students was excellent. The questions put on chat box, they have been sent to headquarters, our senior persons. Now today we have a discussion on dissertation. Like we have almost finished. So we have finished CRD program, that is Certificate in Rural Development Program, and half of Master of Arts in Rural Development Program and Postgraduate Diploma in Rural Development Program. Today we will be discussing about dissertation with our resource persons, as this dissertation is part of PGDRD program of IGNOU. First semester, dissertation MRDP1. This course is for dissertation. I hope what we can do for dissertation, the learners over here, we can divide the learners academic counselor wise. I think Kirtiji, this will be okay. We can divide the learners.
Yes, ma'am.
As per academic counselors, we can make the WhatsApp group also. We have the email IDs also, and students can directly be in touch with our academic counselor if they have any problem in preparation of their dissertation. And the dissertation finally will be uploaded on LMS portal. For dissertation, I think first we'll have to prepare a synopsis, get it approved, then dissertation work has to be done. Simultaneously, in online way, we have to get it corrected with our academic counselors. And if our academic counselor, who are the backbone of the university, say yes and okay to the dissertation, we can upload it on the online portal, LMS portal given to you. I hope we have with us the resource person for dissertation, and I would request Kirti ji to request our academic counselor to initiate the discussion on how to prepare dissertation for PGDRD program.
Okay, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
thank you everyone for joining this program, and this program has been really wonderful, and our students are wonderful. In fact, all the learners, most of the learners join the program at time, and attendance is really very encouraging. Today also 41 people have joined this online class. Attendance is encouraging, and it has to be excellent. Attendance has to be on everyday lecture also, because whatever we learn from our academic counselors, we have our study material, but whatever our academic counselor informs us during the counseling session, that is more important. And I hope you must have prepared your assignments. Most of you must have uploaded it on a LMS portal. If not uploaded, please complete your assignment and see the deadline date which is given on LMS portal and upload it accordingly. Because once the deadline is crossed, if you cross the deadline and you are not able to submit your assignment, then you will not be allowed to submit it by the university. So be careful, go through the information which is uploaded on LMS portal, go through the notification which is uploaded on LMS portal, and do accordingly. Thank you very much. All the best for your journey with IGNOU. I hope you will have an excellent journey with IGNOU, our academic counselors. Your peer group interaction will be excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for motivating all our learners. I request our learners to switch on their video cameras so that we can take an attendance and a group photograph. And I request regional director ma'am to be with us for some time, so that our learners may be able to tell the problems which they are facing, and accordingly we can solve it. So I request our learners to switch on the cameras, please. I request our technical team to take a group photograph.
It is done, Kirti ji. We can continue the session.
Thank you, technical team. Now I request Dr. Jay Prakash Verma ji to initiate this discussion.
Okay, thank you, Kirti sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Yeah. Very good morning to all learners and very good afternoon to all respected regional director, Professor Manorama Singh ma'am, Dr. Kirti Vikram Singh sir, all academic counselors, Professor Vinita Lal ma'am, Dr. Mukesh Srivastav sir, Dr. Pragya ma'am, Dr. Harinandan ji. Yesterday we have already discussed about dissertations, and one most important paper is MRD 104, which is I think Vinita madam has already told about some research method in rural development. So I personally think Kirti sir, we have already discussed about dissertation and MRD 104 paper. So if a learner has some problems, they can ask a question and we will discuss accordingly.
Okay, so I request learners to kindly ask questions if you have any problem. And this floor is open for question and answers for 15 minutes. Then I request Dr. Jay Prakash ji to introduce our new academic counselors who will be interacting with the learners in dissertation work especially. So this floor is open for 15 minutes. Any questions related to your studies, you may please ask. You may also write in the chat box if you feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. I have a question. I'm one of the students who are doing MRD, and in the beginning, as the doctor I was introducing the session today, she talked much of PGDRD. I just wanted to know if this session also covers those of us who are doing a master's in rural development, so that we know we're in the right forum.
You are in the right forum. We are talking about MARDOL and PGDRDOL. Both of these programs has a dissertation. So we have both the students in this session.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Just to follow up on the same question, I just wanted also to find out from you that since we are talking of dissertation, definitely we need to start preparing material. That is, we need to come up with our research topic, papers, and etc. But we haven't yet been assigned the supervisors so that we can discuss with them how we are going to proceed with our respective research papers. I just wanted also to know from you regarding that one, how are we going to proceed thereafter from here? Thank you so much.
After today's lecture, we will allot supervisors and the list will be sent to you through email. Then you can be in touch with your supervisor and they will be helping you out in this.
Thank you so much. I've cleared all my doubts.
I have one question from Dr. Vinita Lal.
Okay.
Some learner were asking yesterday or day before yesterday whether they should give the topic of dissertation or we can give also topic of dissertation. Who can give?
In the booklet of dissertation, it is mentioned, large number of topics are mentioned. So learners are free to choose their topic, and if you want, you can also guide them. It is clearly mentioned in the program guide.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, learners. Do you have any question? Please ask.
Question. I am from.
Yeah. Please ask.
Yes, Mr. Ahmed, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
You are audible.
Okay.
Yeah. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you. So my question is we have assignments to submit towards the end of March. Are we free to submit topics for our dissertation, or we should wait after we have submitted our assignments? Thank you.
Kirti sir.
I think there is no need of waiting. You can do both the processes. You can submit assignment and you can submit synopsis for the dissertation as well. And this is up to you and to your academic counselor. You can interact with him or her, and whatever suits you, you can do that.
Abba Babla is asking about dissertation. Abba Balaji, hello.
Yes,
Dissertation is the part of dissertation is the part of first year, so it should start this year, not for the next year. So it will be a good time to start dissertation, because after the approval of this analysis you can do dissertation. So start this year, not wait for second year or next year. Okay. I think there is no question in chat box.
Jayaprakash sir, I think we should introduce our new counselors. In between, if some question comes, then we will address it.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dear learners, we have already discussed about MRD 104 and about dissertation in yesterday class. So we have some additional academic counselor. As you already know about Professor Vinita Lal, academic counselor of MARD program. Professor Vinita Lal is also a professor of sociology, Netaji Subhas College, University of Lucknow. Madam, Professor Lal.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome, ma'am. So learners, please. Our next counselor is Dr. Mukesh Srivastava. He is assistant professor in Institute of Management Studies, University of Lucknow. Welcome, Mukesh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And our next academic counselor is Dr. Pragya from Government Degree College, Saidabad. Dr. Pragya, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Jayaprakash ji. Thanks a lot.
And Dr. Harinandan Kushwaha ji from Government Degree College, Bareilly. So you are also welcome, Dr. Harinandan Kushwaha ji. So, dear learner, I think you are familiar with our academic counselors, and myself, Dr. Jayaprakash Verma, Assistant Professor of Economics, Netaji Subhas College, University of Lucknow. So, if you feel any query, if you want to ask any question regarding dissertation or synopsis, please ask. Dear learners, please ask. If you have some confusion about dissertation or synopsis, please ask.
I think, Jayaprakash sir, we should invite our new academic counselors to interact with our learners. They may inform briefly about themselves and also introduce the course.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So first of all, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Mukesh Srivastava, sir. Hello. Dr. Mukesh Srivastava, sir, please introduce yourself and tell something about your course and dissertation.
Thank you, Prakash sir. I'm audible to all of you?
Yeah. You are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very good afternoon to all my peer counselor members over here. Respected Regional Director, ma'am. Respected Prakash sir. And my lovely students This is my first interaction with you all regarding this dissertation. And when we talk about dissertation, that means we are talking about some problems which are around us. Whatever the agricultural business or different kinds of businesses we are doing at our level, we find different kinds of problems nearby. And also, if we are academicians, so while doing that researches through that academics, we find that different kinds of research problems are existing nearby us. What we can do for start a dissertation, we have to go through the newspapers, the different kinds of literature, that means internet, and whatever the business problem you are having, just try to make clear in your mind what is that research question in front of you. Once that question is in front of you, then you can actualize that how can we solve that problem. So this is the first phase. That means it is very important how to take up a topic of a dissertation. If you have taken a correct topic with a clear mindset, then only you can deal with that kind of research question. What we do, we basically have different kinds of question in our mind regarding some business problem, regarding some it may be sociological problem, it may be social things, it may be agriculture. In any industry, there are many questions are in our mind how to solve those problems. And for solving those problems, we basically find the different evidences for basically those questions. Now, when I'm saying evidences, that means I'm talking about the data. What kind of data which can help us to solve these kind of problems. So my students, my suggestion for you all for starting a dissertation project, while taking a topic, you should be very crystal clear in your mind what is the basic problem. For that purpose, you have to do a deep research for that research question, and surely you can make the problem of a statement and make a definition of your problem. That means when you are making definition of your problem, it will clarify in your mind what are the different research questions which you are going to address in your research, and what are the specific objectives on which you are doing the research work. So that means before going to that particular research problem, you have to go through the different literatures regarding the different problems existing nearby your place. Getting, once you have gone through, that means you have to make a chart or make a different research topic, a list of the different topics. Once that list is with you, that means that list will help you to give you the alternatives. What are the alternatives available for you for doing that particular research dissertation? Once that list is with you, then you see how to implement or how to take up one topic out of those alternatives. Once that list is prepared, once that alternatives are prepared, that means it will be more convenient for you to take a research topic, because you have done already done a ample number of research related to that question. Once that literature review is over, once that particular questions are over, that means it will be convenient for you to proceed in that research work. So this is my submission for you. Before taking a research topic, do a little bit of research, do a little bit of studies and literature review according to that topic. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mukesh, for enlightening our learners about project work and dissertation. Next, I invite to Dr. Pragya. Dr. Pragya, yeah.
Thank you,
I
sir.
invite to, please.
Thanks a lot, Jaiprakash ji. I would like to start from just one query that I can see in this chat box. Kingston has written a query. What is the deadline for submission of proposal? So I think let's talk about it for the first point. Then I will proceed. Can you please add this thing? Yeah.
Okay, Kirti sir,
He's asking about submission of
what is the
proposal,
deadline?
deadline for submission of proposal.
I think the better would be submit this project proposal till 30th of March, because this is the last day of your of the submission of assignment. So as soon as you submit your assignment, and then I think you should submit your project proposal. But we should not wait for the last date. As soon as you do this, then you can submit your proposal, because our
Yeah.
counselors will be taking some time in evaluating it, as the number is high. So I request, as soon as you can do, it would be better for us.
Thanks a lot. Now I would like to talk to my students, learners. Uh, First thing, which is now very clear to all of you, that the first step we are going to choose is the topic.
Nelson,
When we
please
talk
mute
about
yourself. Nelson, please mute yourself. Uh, yeah, ma'am. Continue, ma'am.
yeah,
Okay, ma'am.
yeah. Thank you. So let's divide this deadline in few steps. Like you can take 1 or 2 days, 2 days for choosing your topic. And if you talk about dissertation, it is applying all your learning, whatever you have learned so far, applying this knowledge, and so try to choose it in some sort of combination with something which you can find around you. I mean, some local issue which is of your interest, which you think that it is very important. You have to incorporate that local issue. In that case, you will be getting a clear cut understanding of what is going on. Then if you talk about how to start, if you think like you are going to talk about education, then you have to chalk out the frame of this education. It can be primary education, it can be gender sensitive approach to education, or it can be higher education, it can be any sort of education. So you have to mark your area in so specific terms. So specificity is the first thing. Then second thing, regarding topic, selection of topic, try to find out something which is not very much complicated, because this is your first step. So let's go from simple to the complex topic. You can find out few general things, and then try to understand what is specific, which is most important issue related to that particular thing or related to that particular event which you want to search. Then just talking about just one or few topics, it is not very easy if you can't go to some sort of study material, some sort of secondary data, for which I would like to guide you for few things. Like you can go to UN organizations websites, official websites, and you can download, you can read lot of world level reports regarding agriculture, climate change. There are so many things. So first thing that you want to understand is the global framework of getting your problem, first level. Then let's talk about your national level, I mean your own country, and then just try to locate that problem, research problem, that gap of knowledge in that particular local setting where you live or where you want to study something important. So I think choosing a topic is a strategic thing for you. So please try to understand two things. First thing, you don't you can't go for something which is not clear in your mind. So just try to go through that study material on which you have command, on which you have a better understanding, and then try to point out something related to your local setting where you think that there is something on which you can add some knowledge, because the purpose of this dissertation, some gap of knowledge, to fill that gap, few questions, and by adding our observations and our I'm sorry, I lost connection. Uh, can someone help me where I was stopped, or I can proceed about things?
Yeah, ma'am. You are discussing about the selection of topic. Please continue. Pragya, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I was talking about that dissertation is something where you are supposed to apply your knowledge, whatever you have learned in this course, and to add something on your behalf by adding something which you find very emerging, very attentive, very important to discuss. Related in regarding rural development or regarding your rural setting. So it has to be supposed to linked with your local setting at least, because that would give you a better understanding of that knowledge, because in that case
I think some technical issues is with Dr. Pragya.
Yeah. I think we should invite our new other academic counselors who are new to this.
Okay. If Pragya ma'am will join, we will continue. Okay, sir. Now I invite Dr. Harinandan. Dr. Harinandan, am I audible? Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you are most welcome. Yeah. You are most welcome. Please proceed.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. And hello, my all learners. I'm Dr. Harinandan Kushwaha, as sir stated about me. I'm assistant professor of sociology in Gannat Padak PG College, Baheji, which is affiliated to MJPRU, Rohilkhand University. And I have one query regarding, is there any word limit of dissertation? Is there any word limit of the dissertation, sir?
Sir, I think Jayaprakash will be giving you the project guide, the dissertation guide. Kindly go through it. Everything is mentioned there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay, then a lot of counselors has been stated about the dissertation, how to choose the topic, how to collect data. So I will go to say there are some certain steps of write a dissertation. So something I can say the most important part of the dissertation is choose a good topic. Then how to choose a topic? So according to me, the topic, because of you are learners are the students of the rural development master degree or diploma. So your topic should be related to rural settings, rural areas, rural problems, and some rural developments and rural progress. Then after that, choosing a topic, you should have a clear goal and structure of your dissertation. And if you have any doubt, then the supervisor will solve your problem regarding this. After that, you read a secondary sources literature, because more and more you will read, then your concepts, your structure of the dissertation will be clear. And after that, you should go to your purpose of the dissertation, which field and which topics and which study materials you are going to use it. And after that, your methodology. Methodology is a very important part of the any dissertation. So you can choose primary data based dissertation or secondary data based dissertation. I think my advice is you choose a empirical data based dissertation topic. So it will be beneficial for your academic performance. And after that, you make a structure of the whole dissertation: first chapter, second chapter, third and fourth. So it will be very easy to write a dissertation. And after that, you revise and revise and revise, and taking guidance to your supervisor. So I think there are the steps to write a dissertation, and when the students will be allotted, learners allotted, then students and learners can direct interact with counselors. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Harinandan Kushwaha Aji, for interacting with our learners. I think Dr. Pragya has joined us. Dr. Pragya, hello. I think there is some connection problem, some technical problem with you. Okay,
I don't know. It is not happening usually. I'm so sorry for that. Apology for on my. I was talking about two more important things, because first is combining your knowledge, your theoretical understanding with your local setting. This is the first point. Second thing which I want to try to communicate is when you try to understand the topic, please don't finalize just one topic. You just try to divide that topic into 3 levels for your understanding. First is global level, to understand, to frame anything, whatever your topic is. You have to locate that within the global network, so that through which you can go like NABARD or UN, United Nations official sites, on which you can get global level data. So you will get a clear-cut understanding. You will get a clear-cut understanding.
Harinandan ji, please mute yourself. Dr. Harinandan, please mute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Please mute yourself. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Please mute yourself. Your mic is on. Please mute yourself. Yeah.
Yes, voice is not audible. Yes, sir. I am audible, sir.
No. Please mute yourself.
Okay, sir.
Mute yourself. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Harinandan. Yeah, Pragya ma'am, continue, please.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Global understanding means I am not asking you to read those whole complete reports of so many pages. I was just willing to make you understand how agriculture is important. I mean, global level data which you need. For example, if you are talking about agricultural productivity, you are supposed to connect it with the problem of food security. So there are few issues that you will get to know, which is the current debate, which is in present discussion nowadays, so that you can get good level of secondary data on your topic. Then second is your own country. on national level, you will have to connect those global understanding in your national setting. National setting is again important because this is a very important thing, because you can't combine anything in your local setting with any theory in general. So you have to make an intermediate bar in your knowledge and in your experience. That is why you need another level, that is national level. And then let's go on your local issue, which is your primary concern in your research. So I think when someone asked about this deadline, let's try to find out and let's try to give 2 to 3 days. This is just my suggestion. It is only, it's not a binding kind of thing. 2 to 3 days, you can take 2 to 3 days to choose your topic and to frame your questions. And for that, we'll be helping you. I mean, all of us counselors will be helping you all. So just try to find out which topic you are going to focus in your study. But before you choose this topic, try to choose 2 or 3 topics of your interest, so that you can reduce that in just one topic where you can find secondary data, and so that you can have a better understanding of basic issues, because this is the first level of our learning. We can't expect you to talk about so many complicated things altogether. That's it. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Jatrikaji.
Thank you, Dr. Pragya, for enlightening our learners about dissertation and project work. I think there are some questions in chat box. Wait 1 minute, please. Kenny Mullah is also asking about dissertation program for PGDRD or MARD. Yeah, it is for both program, PGDRD as well as for MARD. Okay, Kenny?
Yeah, understood, sir.
Okay, it is both. It is for both program, PGDRD OL and MARD OL. Okay, one next question is Dr. Vinita, Professor Vinita, ma'am.
Ji, Prakash ji.
One question is, where are we going to start our dissertation? No, already this is already given answer. In writing our dissertation, Shefnu is asking about, in writing our dissertation, are we to include our local language in some instance? No, only English is permitted in your dissertation, because your medium of instruction is English and your medium of examination is English. So there is no scope of local language in this program. One last question is...
Japrakash, can I interrupt, please?
Yeah, ma'am, please.
I think medium of presentation or medium of writing any dissertation is okay with in English, but if there is some particular term in their local lexicon, let's include that as a topic. Please make it clear. And one more thing, they have to define it clearly in the form of notes or end notes. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. One last. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Pragya, ma'am. One student is asking about system of panchayat, which is used in India. So don't worry about that. You are reading the study material of IGNOU, and that is in context of Indian context. So panchayat or some other type of term are used in the text booklet. So don't worry about that. I think Mukesh ji, Dr. Mukesh. One question is from Vasir. He's asking about exam topic related to education. Are to consider the education in India or our own country?
Right now, if we talk about global scenario, all countries are facing COVID problem. That means all countries are switching towards online education, and the offline education also is going to start in some countries. Like if we talk about their country, means their local scenario,
Yeah.
they are facing the different kinds of problem in their local settings. So they should I think indulge with the settings which are they are facing in their local areas. So if they take topic related to their education policies, their educational settings, what kind of government practices are there, what kind of private practices are there regarding these education, that will be much convenient for them, and that will helpful for them to understand the education system of their country. So that means I've already said that whatever the problems existing in their local settings or nearby places, they have to take research problem regarding that. That will be convenient for them for gathering the data, obtaining data, and also if they are going to collect the primary data, then in that case also that primary data will also be convenient for them. So I think my suggestion is go for the local setting and research questions and research objectives related to their particular country and the area.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mukesh.
Thank you, sir.
One question is Elu Diru. Yeah. One minute, please. Pragya ma'am, one question is when are we expected to start sending topic for approval? I think first of all you should submit your synopsis before 31st March. After that, we will approve the topic. If your synopsis will be final, Ali Duru is asking about the approval of the topic. Dr. Pragya ma'am.
I think they need our guidance in these initial steps, because finalizing a topic, choosing a topic is much more difficult than doing research on that topic. So I'm suggesting if we can have some, you were suggesting some WhatsApp group or email, because we need interaction, active interaction. And if they have to talk about, like I can see one question in the chat box, it is very important to address. Amadou has written, do we have to focus our topic on the country as a whole or narrow it down to a particular area of the country? Many of those students are going to face this question. This is a very complicated kind of understanding for them, how to narrow it down a particular topic. Because even I can see for even research scholars, it is not very easy to frame questions in the pinpoint questions. Objectives. No, we are supposed to help them to pinpoint their questions so that they can have better. So can have
Julius, please mute yourself. Julius, please mute yourself. Julius, please mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Pragya ma'am.
Thanks a lot. So, what my suggestion is, we can help them to through some before that, I think it is very impossible for them to find out just one suitable topic on which they can conduct some good study. What you say, Mukesh sir? What is your suggestion? Because
Yes, 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 ma'am. This you have rightly said that if the first step is wrong, the whole project will go in vain. So the WhatsApp group is mandatory for them, and if they discuss those topics with us, then it will be beneficial for them to conduct their whole researches. When synopsis is gone with their topic, then we cannot do anything after that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
sir.
the help should go far from the first step.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yes, Pragya ma'am, you want to add something
So,
more?
our first, I think, first, foremost important task is to assign them and to help them in their areas of dissertation. So, let's not talk about topic of dissertation. First of
Yes,
all,
yes.
they are supposed to understand areas of dissertation, and after that, we can go for particular topics. And
Yes.
I think we all counselors can do this in guidance of Vinita ma'am and Jay Shankar. Uh, I don't I sorry I miss your complete name, Jay sir. I
Jay
can see
Prakash.
just
Yeah, yeah. Jay
Jai
Prakash.
Prakash,
Ji,
sorry.
ji.
Extremely sorry. So Jai
Thank
Prakash
you.
sir, I think we can do this together as a team,
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Of course.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
and then we will divide these students uh, once
Okay.
topics are
Hmm.
decided. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pragya ma'am. One question is from Saifunu. Is asking about, please, I need to clarification on finishing this program regarding our certificate. Are we fly to India to collect the certificate? No, no, no. There is no need to fly to India. A certificate, you can download certificate. Our IGNOU will send you certificate in your respective country. So don't worry about the certificate. Focus on your program. If you are MARD program, it is basically 2-year degree program, and the master degree program, and PG diploma program is 1-year program. So focus on your program. Don't worry about your certificates. Uh, and I think this is the last question. Uh, One question is from Chola Kamanda. Kamanda. Sir, I think here, sir, you address
Sir.
this. My
Yeah,
question
sir.
is human development for rural women related to rural development. My question is in human development for rural women related to rural development. I think he is asking about some
I
question
think
related to human development and women development. Yeah.
uh, 1 minute, sir. I think.
Yeah, yeah. Please see in chat box.
I think the student is talking about the women development at the rural areas. I think he is talking about that.
Hmm.
I cannot actually. I am on mobile. I cannot see that
Okay.
chat box exactly. So whatever I'm understanding by your communication, student is trying to ask if he can take the topic related to the women development at the rural areas, the rural development. Yes, he can take. He may face different kinds of issues related to that area. He can gather data. What are the different women empowerment or the women development programs government is doing, and also the different NGOs are working there. If they are doing some kind of activities related to related to women development in the rural areas, and even at the ground level what is happening, they have to see, they have to collect that data. Now somebody was asking a question that we have to do a research work based on whole country or we have to narrow it down. It's really important when you want to work on a dissertation. I think that should be their empirical studies. They have to do whatever is going through in their areas. The primary data is existing only. Sometimes you do not find any kind of secondary data existing for these kind of problem which are existing in nearby your places. But if you work on some, like if you're working on economy of your country, and GDP and the inflation, the different economical topics you are doing, you can find the different different secondary data there. So that means it depends upon the research which kind of topic you are choosing, and depending upon the topic, what kind of data you are gathering for that particular research. Some particular topics you can gather data using secondary data, and some topics are for only the primary data. If you are go narrow down in the different, like this topic is saying, rural development in women develop in rural areas. Obviously, maybe some government schemes are there, so some secondary data is available, but what is exactly happening in their local settings, they have to see that will be collected through their primary ways. There is no secondary way existing for that. So that will help them if they do a primary researches. Exactly. Even when we talk about researches, research is basically a type of investigation. And if you take that research as an investigation, if you face some problem, if you like if we go to a doctor, what a doctor do, he asks the symptoms from you, and then he try to find the cause of that disease. That is basically we do in researches. There are different kinds of problem existing. That means we are seeing only the symptoms which are existing, and we have to find the root cause through this research process. So if you are doing your primary data and if you are doing your researches through primary data, and also the secondary data is useful in some cases, then only you can understand what is the basic solution of some specific problem. So if you are doing some, like this topic is saying, rural development in women develop in rural areas, that means it's a very specific topic for them, and they have to take that topic. And there are different kinds of literatures are available globally. If you find on the internet, and also maybe possible there are different LMS system of IGNU also, there are lots of literature is available. What are the different initiatives the different countries are taking, and what these African countries are taking? They can take the topic, they can take the literature from there, they can extract the secondary data, and also they have to find what is primary or the simple the different settings which are going to happen in their countries. So go for that. This is a good topic. I think I think for them.
Okay, Mukesh sir. Thank you so much. Now over to Dr. Kirti Vikram sir. I think most of the queries has been answered already. So over to Dr. Kirti Vikram sir. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I have been connected in this meeting since 3 o'clock, and I have also gone to the questions that has been raised in the chat box. And most of the questions have been answered, and few questions are still left, which are related to examination. So I would like to inform the learners that in IGNU we have examination twice a year, in June and in December. But for eVidya Bharati learners, separate meeting on examination will be taking place soon. So clarifications regarding questions related to examinations will be given after that meeting. So kindly have patience and wait for some time. And as far as this dissertation and project work is concerned, as I already informed, that after this meeting we will be sitting together and discussing in this regard, and most probably from tomorrow you will be getting the name of your supervisors whom you have been allotted. So this work will be done by tomorrow. And as far as the language is concerned, yes, it is English. The medium of your study is English, so you have to prepare dissertation in English language only. And I think the rest of the questions have been answered. And one learner is talking about WhatsApp group. So yes, definitely once the supervisors have been allotted, then we will be creating WhatsApp groups of the learners with them, so you can interact with your supervisors directly. So with this, we come to the end of this first session. which was on problem solving regarding dissertation. And in the second session, we have with us Dr. D.S. Chauhan Sahab, who has been the Chief General Manager of National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development. Dr. Pragya in her lecture was talking about NABARD. So we have with us Dr. Chauhan, who has been associated with NABARD, and he is also academic counselor of IGNU and in management subject. And he has done his PhD in public administration from University of Lucknow and MBA in HR from Russian Federation. And he has authored more than 3 books, and he has presented several research papers and wrote several research papers as well. And he has been associated with various trainings nationally and internationally. So we are delighted to have Dr. D.S. Chauhan with us. And sir, I would like to inform you that we have with us IGNU learners who are enrolled in MA in Rural Development Program and PG Diploma in Rural Development Program under EVBB scheme. And we have with us our academic counselors as well. So I request you to give your deliberations on the topic village development issues pertaining to agriculture. Over to you, sir. Sir, your mic is unmute. Kindly unmute your mic. Your mic is muted, please.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, sir, you are audible.
Good afternoon again to all of you. And as Kirti must have given a little brief about me, I would just take 2 minutes to tell about myself. I am Dr. D.S. Chauhan. I have been working with the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, that is NABARD, for almost 3 decades before demitting the office from there as Chief General Manager. So NABARD is an apex organization in this country insofar as rural development and agriculture development is concerned. So with that experience, and also now I am a practicing farmer for almost a year or so, and I belong from a village background. My grandparents were farmers, and I am from a farmer's family. I have also been fortunate enough to visit Kenya and Nigeria some years back as a part of a learning delegation from NABARD, along with some other bankers of this country, and of course my colleagues from NABARD. So I have a little idea about the African conditions. Besides, I keep reading on them. So before I go to the straight to the topic, I would like to say a few points for all the participants to note on the importance of agriculture as such, be it in African villages or in Asian countries like India or in America, anywhere. Those of you who are students of economics must have seen that pyramid of development, the growth pyramid, where at the base level or the primary sector, you will see agriculture and mining. So in any economy in a country, the country's economy is run by 3 sectors: the primary, secondary, and tertiary. The primary one is agriculture and mining, and to some extent fishing. The secondary one is industry, and the tertiary one is the services. So you see at the base, this primary sector, which encompasses agriculture, mining, and fishing. To make it simpler, anything which comes from down below the earth's surface is the product of primary sector. Now the primary sector, be it agriculture or mining or fishery, is important because it is the raw material. Actually, it is the raw material. A farmer produces a raw material. A fisherman, when catches the fish, it's a raw material. Miner, when he or she mines the wealth from the down below the earth surface, it's the raw material which is being used in the industry. In addition to the raw material, the agriculture and to some extent the fishing also is also important for food security. Now, world over, the population has increased manifold over the last few decades, but still the incidence of death by hunger or impoverishment has decreased. This is only because the resilience of the farmers world over. The farmers have produced more to feed our burgeoning population as such. Now, with this background in view, I would talk about the issues uh, which may have been haunting the agriculture sector in basically in African countries. Yesterday, when I was discussing with Kirti, and then Kirti has made a point that let's talk more about the issues pertaining to African continent. No issues, and I've prepared accordingly, but I would like to add one thing, that as far as developing countries like in Asia or in Africa is concerned, and now I will say even the developed countries, the issues pertaining to agriculture are almost macro level, they are almost similar. So, coming to African context, the first point which you will, when you encounter and when you will go for your policy level things or exposure visits to your farmers or to a village, the one single point which will first emerge is the decreasing or the diminishing size of the farm over a period of time as the generations go ahead and as the population increases and as the countries develop, the average lifespan of a human being increases, the land gets fragmented among the persons who inherit it. So this is one reason why land holdings are, farmland holdings are shrinking. Second is the pace at which urbanization is taking place. A lot of arable land, though African continent has 52% of the arable land of the entire world, is still the the way the agricultural land is being now acquired for urban townships and creating urban infrastructure, that is also one of the reasons why farm land holdings are getting decreased day by day. Now, as a farmer, I was just seeing a few of the African countries' average land holding size. It ranges from anything between 0.75 hectares to 2.5 hectares sort. Countries like Kenya have 1 hectare, Ghana has a little more than 1 hectare average land holding as such. Now, the question is for a farmer, the basic asset is the land. And if the land size is small, uh, it may not be very remunerative by way of revenue generation. So, when a farmer raises a crop on a small land holding, to get back enough return by way of income becomes very difficult. So this is one reason, and the same applies in India also. For the benefit of all of you, I can tell that in India also the average land holding size of a farmer is almost 0.75 hectares. More than in fact 80% of our farmers are what we term as small farmers having less than an hectare of land. So India also, this is one of the problems which we have been facing. Now, how to mitigate this problem, how to overcome this problem? One way is put the use of technology. Land may be of small size, but can I increase the yield or the production on this piece of land 2 times, 3 times than what it used to be? So for that I require technology, and it has been made possible. Now the technological advances are there where the farm yield or the farm production has increased 2 times to 3 times. So how go for it. The first and foremost is whether the farmer is having technology to regenerate, revamp, and sustain its land by way of fertility. Whether proper plowing is there, whether proper inputs like seeds, quality of fertilizer is there, and farm mechanization, a machine which can be used by small farmers. Something which US or Canada or Australia uses, like big harvesters. They may not be very useful for small farmers. So these things have to be thought about by the policy makers. What technology is required by African countries so that a small landholder of 1 hectare to 2 hectare landholding can make use of. So technology is required. The quality of seed, the quality of fertilizer, this is very important. I am not talking of another most important input of water, because I will come to it in a minute or two. Separately, I will deal on this input of water. So technology is required. Now, for purchasing a technology, there are 2 or 3 things are required by a farmer. Number one, first, the technology should be available in a country so that my farmers have access to that technology. Second, my farmers should have enough skills and empowerment to use that technology. So for that extension work, the training work will be required by any country to ensure that the farmers are adequately trained, made aware, and technology is available. Now, when both these 2 things are available to the farmer, the third thing comes. Technology will come with some cost. So farmer will require the money or the capital to purchase that technology and deploy it on its farm. So it is the duty of the government to ensure that, number one, required technology is available. Number two, farmers are made aware of it. They are trained to use that technology. And then third, they should have enough money, to some extent, I will say user friendly money, which should not be very costly. The rate of bank interest rate should be made such that a farmer is able to afford it, so that they can procure or purchase this technology. Now, once this thing happens, then only a part of this problem of small land holding can be overcome. So this, up to this point, is it clear, or anyone would like to have a question? Kirti, whether it is interactive or it is one way only?
Sir, it is interactive.
So up to this point, if anyone wants to raise a question, they can do.
Sir, if you permit, then we would like to take a group photograph with you. So kindly switch on your video, and learners are also requested to switch on their videos, please. I request technical team and Jayaprakash ji to take a photograph of this session, please.
Okay, sir.
In between, learners have, if any learners if have any question, then you can ask Dr. Chauhan.
I think either I have not made at all a sense, or I have made full sense. So anyway, still, if at later point of time you have any question, just jot it down, and we can keep aside around 5 to 10 minutes for question answers in the end also. So I believe that I have touched upon 2 points. One point is that the small land holding is an issue. The second point is the availability of technology is an issue in developing countries, including Africa. Number 3, if technology is available, whether a farmer has access to that technology or not, this is an issue. And number 4, if technology is available, farmer has access and skill also to use the technology, whether he has got enough money to purchase the technology or not. So policymakers in India have taken care of many of such aspects. So I believe in Africa also the policymakers will have to take care of this aspect. Because one thing is very clean and clear. Any government cannot make it happen that farm size increase. The farm size will continue to decrease over a period of generations. So the challenge to the government is that they should be able to use this small farm size in such a way that farming and raising crops becomes a remunerative profession. People should be having enough money out of agriculture so that they keep themselves deployed, they keep doing agriculture, and they also have some good, comfortable lives. So these are the 4 issues which I have flagged. Now comes another very important issue, which your villages and in fact in my country also and most of the Asian countries and China, etc., which a farmer is facing is about, in fact, it's a world phenomena now, is about the quantity and quality of water available to irrigate the farms. So, what actually is happening is that there are 2 types of agriculture which are being practiced. One which we call rain-fed agriculture. Traditionally, the agriculture cycles were in such a way that when rains will come, the farmer will till the land, sow the seeds, and wait for the harvest to come. So, depending on the quantum of rain in the particular area, the types of crops were selected. Now, my country is having almost all 3 types of climates and seasons: the rainy season, the warm or the summer season, and of course in northern part of the country even the winters. So the north of India produces crops like wheats, which require long nights of little less temperature, while south part of the country or the western part of the country and the eastern part of the country, which do not have prolonged winters, they produce basically millets and rice or paddy, which you call it. So similarly, African countries, the countries which are having different types of rainfall occurring, have to choose their crops. Now, any developed country and any developed village cannot have a sustainable agriculture only dependent on the rain. So the technology comes and irrigation comes. So besides rain, there will be an artificial way of irrigating your farms through tube wells, through groundwater, or through water canals, which we call surface water irrigation. But again, the problem is that agriculture requires a lot of water, and there is a dearth or there is a paucity of water all over the world. So how to go about this issue that as a farmer, I am not only dependent on rains, I do have my own irrigation systems, but I have enough of water, I am able to conserve water. So there are 2, 3, 4 things which Government of India in the policy has included in order to save water. Now we call it here per drop more crop. Small amount of uses of water, but very smart use of water, so that crop yield is maximized and water uses is minimized. Now, how do we go about it? There are certain things which Government of India is doing. They are incentivizing
the farmers to adopt to drip irrigation. Now, drip irrigation, many of you may be aware, is a way of irrigating your farms, especially the horticulture fruit generating crops, where the pipes are laid and water goes drop by drop to the root area of the plant, and it doesn't waste water. In fact, the plant is able to utilize that water in a maximum way. So this is one thing, is drip irrigation. The second thing which Indian government is using, and it is being used world over also, for the land surfaces which are not very even, for undulating, where you can find slopes and troves in the form, sprinkler system of irrigation is required. So Government of India incentivizes that also. Sprinkler is also a water saving device which gives a very good agriculture irrigation to the agriculture. Then conservation of water at the farm by way of farm ponds. Many times they can be natural ponds, or many times it can be man-made ponds, and small trenches also. So if there is a slope in the area, there is a gradient in the area, so whenever rains come, we conserve that water in the small ponds or trenches, and gradually we use it. Fourth thing which is required is where Africa can take a lead, at least learning from the rest of the world. Please ensure, the government should ensure adequate, or I would say more than adequate, forest cover. Don't just screen your forest to create farms, because the more is the forest cover, the more regular will be the rainfall, number one. Number two, the water holding capacity of the soil increases if the trees are in and around. So please ensure that as policymakers or as students involved in rural development of your country, you should be able to make it a point wherever required, and you can do the policy advocacy of having adequate forest covers. Countries like India, which were plundered by colonial countries when they ruled us, they just destroyed our forests. And today we have this issue of diminishing forest cover in the country, which leads to a lot of things, including deficit in rainfall. And whenever rains come, it just comes like I would say a flash floods, because the trees are not there to hold the rain. The soil has become too fragile, so soil erosions are there. So it's a right time for Africa, because now Africa is on that I would say that curve of getting industrialized also. But industrialization should not be done with indiscriminate destruction of forests. I believe that African governments will take care of this point. But you should have this much in mind. You can, I don't know what will be your job profiles, but you can do the policy advocacy that your policy should have this aspect of water conservation and trees and forest cover. You can motivate your farmers to have adequate tree cover in and around their farms, and something which we call in India, what we call is watershed management. Watershed management means that channelize your natural water of rains into one single point, conserve it, create greenery, and then go for those sort of crops which require lesser water. Now, many of you may be aware that 1 kg of basmati rice which India exports requires 15 to 20 gallons of water. So technically speaking, India is exporting a very, very, I would say, scarce resource of water by way of rice to the world. So why we should really require basmati rice? If you are aware of the basmati rice, it is basically it's a grain which is eaten by rich people, because it's a rice which has a long thread grain and very good smell. Why we don't have coarse meals like millets, etc. Now the government of India has adopted this policy from this year and in fact last year to promote more and more cropping and agricultural output in the form of millets, be it minor millets or coarse cereals like what we call minor millets and fox millets, etc., etc. So, and they are the World Health Organization and health experts have made it a point that these coarse millets and coarse grains are much better for human health and consumption than things like wheat and rice. But somehow we have forgotten to cultivate them and utilize them. But now maybe the time is coming again that most of the countries are growing for the millets. So Africa should think about it, and it will be a very suitable crop also for African continent, the millets, etc. So this they require lesser water, and they are better as far as health food is concerned. So this is the second point, important point of water. The third point, or the rather the third most important, one more point will come, is how to tackle climate change. So now the more technology we adopt, the more carbon emission is there. So you are in some sort of a catch-22 situation. If I go for technology, I produce more carbon for the atmosphere. If I don't go for the technology, my farm may not produce enough to feed the entire country and have remunerative agriculture. So there has to be a balance. What type of, whether I am adopting green technology or not. Now there are machines which have very controlled carbon emission. Now of course these are again costlier. A green tractor will be a little costlier than a normal tractor as such, because it will use only green fuel, which will be costlier than a normal petroleum fuel. So if we have to adopt green technology to reduce carbon, but for that again a farmer should be able to afford purchasing it. So these are the things which government has to see. More importantly, climate change is happening. It's a global phenomena. One or two country or a set of farmers cannot stop it, cannot change it, but then each one of us have to follow a protocol which a country adopts. And accordingly, we have to see that climate change hazards are minimized. But at the same time, there will be a climate change, and it becomes the duty of the scientists, agricultural scientists of the country to ensure that they are able to produce seeds and crops which are climate resilient. So with climate change, a farmer will have to change the type of crop, and a farmer has to be told about it. So if there is a climate change, the cropping pattern may differ, the cropping plant species may differ, so that has to be taken care of. So issue of climate change is a common issue in the entire world, including Africa. So agriculture has to do two things: to reduce the carbon emission, to use climate-friendly practices, and at the same time, with the climate change, adopt and change our cropping patterns and the type of crops which we are raising. So this is one thing. Now, one more very important thing, which is basically again is the job of the government to do, is providing infrastructure in the rural area or in the villages. Now, even if I am able, till the time there is enough power supply, till the time there are good roads are there, till the time there are extension counters of scientists, till the time there are banks available in the area. So these are the basic infrastructure which is required to connect all your villages. Then only there can be a sustainable and a developed agriculture. Finally, till the time there is this infrastructure, both the input and the output, or the backward and forward linkage. When I say input, it means I should have availability of seeds, technology, fertilizer, irrigation, etc., which is available only when infrastructure is available. And when I say the forward linkage or the output, I should be able to harvest and then sell my crop. If I'm not able to sell it, I don't have a developed market for it, then why a farmer should raise a crop at all? So the marketing part, that infrastructure is required. In India, we have got both public and private sector marketing avenues for the farmers. There are government-owned grain marketplaces, which we call mandis, grain mandis, or they are basically nothing but a place where a farmer can go and sell its crop at the rules defined by the government. So we have a minimum support price for major crops, means a person should purchase from a farmer by paying at least minimum that much amount for, say, a ton of wheat. So these things are available. Besides, there is a well laid down private sector in the country which directly procures grains from farmers. In spite of that, Indian farming is facing the problems of value addition and marketing. The same is true for African countries. So market system should be there. And I give you a very simple example. When we produce wheat, it's a raw material. And suppose it sells for X rupees per kg. Say, for example, I would say, in Indian context, if I say it sells here for around $0.50 per kg, around 20 rupees, not exactly $0.50, but around 20 rupees per kg. Once it goes to a flour mill and it gets converted into the wheat flour or the wheat powder, the cost of 1 kg of wheat flour increases from 20 rupees per kg to almost 35 rupees, 40 rupees per kg. Once that flour goes to a bread manufacturing unit, and it gets turned into a bread, the cost increases or the price increases from 35, 40 rupees to 80 to 200 rupees per kg. And once it gets served in a 5-star hotel, it increases to 500 to 1000 rupees per kg. The same wheat, starting from the farmer's field to being served on a plate, dinner table, has value addition at each step. Now, the benefit of this value addition should percolate and go back to the farmer. Otherwise, it is not remunerative for them. Please also remember that agriculture is the most risky business in this world, because whatever may be the advancement a country may do, be it US or Australia or England or India or whosoever, finally the agriculture is done under an open sky, and it is left to the mercy of God. It should rain on time, enough sunshine should be there, the wind velocity, so many, all natural factors finally affect the farmer or the agriculture. So it is one of the most risky business. So if a farmer is doing one of the most risky business, so there should be enough safety walls for him. And therefore, agriculture has subsidy all over the world. If you will see it, the data, the most developed countries, that is European countries, the Americans or the Australians, the amount of subsidy available to their farmers is highest in the world. Nothing wrong in it, because if you want someone to do most risky business, it is the duty of the society, the government and all of us to at least save him to some extent from those risks. And if he or she doesn't do the farming, the entire system will collapse, because food security aspect will come and the raw material for the industry will be not available. So farming has to sustain. Our policies should be in such a way to ensure that the issues which I have discussed with you are taken care of by each country, so that farming becomes a beneficial profession. People do it by virtue of getting benefit and by virtue of having better livelihood, not because of compulsion, not because they are poor people and they don't have anything else to do. It is always a duty of the governments to ensure that their farmers become very, I would say, uh, prosperous, to have a good, decent life. Therefore, India is trying to evolve a model of farming where, besides the farming, farmer is encouraged to do allied activities like dairy, poultry, fishery. So along with raising the crop, the farmer is employed in these things also, so they provide additional income to the farmer. These things, allied activities, are not at a very great stage in African countries. So the policy makers will have to see to it that they should have a very holistic model. There is something I believe there is, all of you may be aware, there is something which is called Comprehensive African Agriculture Development Program, CAADP, which is being launched in African countries, and it talks of holistic and integrated model of farming in Africa, and therefore that holistic and integrated model will also encompass the allied activities, the activities which are related to the farm, like I again say dairy, piggery, poultry, fisheries, and so on. So this is what is required. Once Africa reaches, and Africa is it is like that in coming years it is believed that Africa will be feeding the world, because all other countries like in India and others which have been high on agriculture are having their own problems of their farmlands becoming bad and deteriorating. Finally, you can't go on extracting the resource. So it is said that the future of agriculture belongs to African continent, and you people will be feeding the world. Having said this, when you reach that level of producing a lot of grains, etc., the issue of post-harvest, that is harvesting and then grading and then keeping them somewhere in the storages, will be required. And I believe that your government will be shrewd and smart enough to take care of this aspect. It should not be like that country has produced a lot, but there is no space to scientifically store it, and then the pests like rats, etc., just play havoc with that. You may be surprised to know that in our country, most of the fruits, vegetables, and even grains, there is a loss of more than 10% after harvesting, 10 to 15%, which we call food loss or the crop loss. And this is the area where now Government of India is concentrating to ensure that this loss is minimized. And I believe that your countries will take a good lesson from countries like India, and they will plan in advance to ensure that such things doesn't happen. I think that on macro level, on a higher level, I have covered almost all the issues which your farmers may be facing. If you have got any questions or you would like any clarifications, or you want to add anything, that is most welcome.
Thank you, Chauhan sir. I think some questions are here in chat box.
Sure. If you can read it, it will be good for me.
Okay, sir. Sir, Basar Hussain is asking about, sir, you have mentioned that the major problem hunting agriculture in Africa and some part of the Asia, as well as land fragmentation. And you mentioned technology as method for overcoming the obstacles. Sir, after technology, do you have any suggestion to land fragmentations problem? Sohan sir.
Sure. A good question in the sense because I have missed one point. Uh, See, I told you that land fragmentation or the size of the farm will keep decreasing because of our family tree, but at the same and all, of course because of urbanization and the use agricultural land is being put to use to other than agriculture. One way to face this problem, as we have discussed, is you can create cooperatives of farmers. So suppose there are 100 farmers, each having 1 hectare of land. It becomes problematic for each farmer to convert this 1 hectare into sustainable farmland. So if 100 farmers can come together and have a combined farmer-owned land, please ensure that I'm not talking about cooperatives owned by government. I'm talking cooperatives owned by the farmers themselves. So 100 farmers, they form their own cooperative. Or now in India, what we are doing, we are raising farmer producer companies. So farmers pool together their resource of the land, small farmers, 100, 500, 1000 come together. They have now a big farmland, and then on that particular big farmland, they are able to have a better and sustainable agriculture because the cost of inputs also gets reduced when you purchase bulk. Say, if you purchase 10 kgs of seed, the cost will be a little higher. The quality may not be assured, but if you go for purchasing of 10,000 kgs of seeds, you can bargain in the market, you can go to the corporates. So this way, one more way to mitigate or to overcome this small landholding issue is, besides technology, create collectives of farmers, community-owned farms, maybe of 500 hectares, 1,000 hectares, 2,000 hectares, depending on how many farmers you can put them together in.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. One question from Mushali. Mushali is asking about what are the challenges that India has been experiencing with the adoption of technology in agriculture, if there are any.
As I made a remark that in spite of increase in population, manifold increase in population world over, the food availability is been taken, food security has been taken care of. Now in India, it is one of the most, or I would say the fastest growing population in this on this planet in my country. So but there are almost no hunger deaths. There are no starvations. How was it made possible? We don't have increased our geographical area. We don't have more arable land than when that was available in 1947 when we got the freedom. England and UK, etc. But what we did is that we adopted technology initially. There was a point sometimes in 70s, even before it, when my country faced a few food security issues, and we have to go to other countries like US and Russia to have wheat procured from them. But then our government and the farmer took it as a challenge, and we brought in what we call green revolution in this country. And then green revolution was primarily because we were able to provide scientifically grown and proven seeds to my farmers, such seeds which were pest resistant, such seeds which were having more yield. So gradually we provided three major inputs to our farmers: the good quality seeds, irrigation by way of canals. We created dams and long canals network, and then we allowed the private involvement by way of allowing the farmers to dig their own tube wells. So irrigation came, good seeds came, and then country has a system of providing even subsidized fertilizers, chemical fertilizers, and now even the organic fertilizers to the farmers of this country. Once the farmer got the good seed, good water, and good fertilizer, and government decided to procure or the purchase these grains produced by the farmers, a sustainable of agriculture came in this country, and the result is shown that one of the leading exports in many agriculture produces, including crops and as grain crops.
Thank you, Dr. Chauhan, sir, for your valuable suggestions and brainstorming lecture on agriculture issues. Kirti, sir, Dr. Kirti, sir. Are you here?
Yeah, sir, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. Sir, I think we have discussed about the question which is asked by our learners, and now time is to finish this session. And over to Kirti, sir. Yeah.
On behalf of all our learners, I would like to extend my gratitude to Dr. D.S. Chauhan Saab, who is former Chief General Manager, National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development, for his deliberations on the topic village development issues pertaining to agriculture. I'm thankful to him that he spared his valuable time. And on behalf of our academic counselors and learners, I request him that in future, when our second year program in rural development would begin, then we'll request you, sir, to take lectures on management related topics. And I hope you will be available in that sessions as well, sir. I thank you once again.
Thank you, Kirti. The only thing, my association with IGNOU and Kirti has been almost of, say, 10 years odd. In between, I will go little down somewhere, involved somewhere, and then again come back to IGNOU odd. So now I would request Kirti only one thing.
Sir.
I feel honored when NABARD is like I am linked to NABARD for whatever reason. But I would also be happy if in future, whenever you introduce me, you also introduce me as a practicing farmer. For last one year, I'm doing my own farming, and one of the lessons which I have learned is that I have learned some many valuable lessons in just 1 year, which I was not able to learn in 37 years of my NABARD stint, though it is a core agriculture and rural development organization. So that I would definitely want that I will be adding value to a lot of experience of NABARD, just because now I am also a practicing farmer. Thank you very much, and thank you to Kirti and IGNOU and to counselors for giving me this opportunity. And many thanks to all my learners from African countries for coming and joining IGNOU, one of the premier organization of this country. And it's really great to be with all of you for the last 45-50 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. And in the end, I would like to inform our learners that I will be sending you an email regarding your dissertation work supervisors by tomorrow. And by collaborating with them and by discussing with them, you can plan your dissertation work. And hope to see you frequently. We will be planning sessions again and again, so that your problems related to dissertation may get solved. I thank you, each and everyone present here. Thank you.
Share my email with them, the one. not the NABARD one, the other one, DUSH_CHM.
Sir, this lecture and your email will be shared because we have recorded this lecture. We will be sharing it to our learners.
So, any other query, email is welcome from all of you. If you have, after going through the lecture again, or if you have any queries, they are always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Thank you all. May God bless you.
Thank you all. We are very grateful for your time.
Thank you.